Sometimes deaf people have this saying about hearing people, which is that hearing people are emotionally repressed. And the reason for that is because we hide behind words. In the signing community, in the deaf community, you have to express yourself with your whole body. It forces you to access your truth from a more visceral place, a more physical place. And it just forces you to be more expressive.
I can't hear you, do you understand me? I can't, I'm deaf! I'm deaf!
I think, the members of the deaf community in this film represent themselves. We're not representing them. It's our privilege that they've allowed us into their community and they've brought authentic aspects of their culture to this story and to the screen. For me, it was very much a journey of kind of learning, and that's what it was for Ruben as well.
Everybody here shares in the belief that being deaf is not a handicap, not something to fix.
That journey is the realization you can find community in unexpected places. I think community is something that we're all lacking. The kind of ideology of individualism is kind of leading down a dead end, really. And I think someone like Ruben thinks that he can go it alone, he can be totally self-reliant, and having everything stripped away from him forces him to find community in an unexpected place. And when you find community, you find yourself as well. I think, we all go through life navigating different versions of ourselves, right? Or many of us do. Many of us are forced to. So for example, I grew up in one kind of environment, which was Pakistani or more working class, and then I was schooled and educated in a more upper class, predominantly white spaces, and then I'd kind of be skipping class to go and hang out with my friends, which was itself a third space within a kind of Asian scene in London at that time. And so there's a lot of code switching, there's making masks, as a survival mechanism really, and just kind of switching between them. You don't really realize they're masks, you think they're just different parts of you, and to some extent they are. But with Ruben, I think he deals with it a different way. He deals with the reality that he'll never belong anywhere by just kind of pushing the world away, by creating his own cocoon, his own bubble. He's gone through such a level of trauma in his life that actually bending might cause him to break. He can't bend, he'll snap. So he kind of has a lot of armor around him. And when we meet him in this film, he's living in this trailer with his girlfriend, and he's, just trying to kind of micromanage his existence so that there's no chance for him being caught off guard. So I think there's different ways in which we can cope with it. I'm someone who would kind of shapeshift and bend and remold myself for different environments. I think for Ruben, it's like, nah, I'm just gonna make my own environment. And that's that. And then kind of losing his hearing, being faced with losing his music, losing his girlfriend, forces him to shed that shell, to kind of come out of that cocoon. And it's terrifying because he's out there on his own, but that's where he finds connection with others and also a connection to a self that isn't dependent on his job or his relationship.